Developing at noon, rounds of severe weather sweeping through the state overnight. Coming up, we bring you the aftermath and everything we know right now. Plus, a famous social media app putting up the good fight. In minutes, how TikTok is pushing back to avoid being thrown out the back door. And a record-breaking amount of Americans will hit a major milestone. Later in the show, how this could be a cause for concern for mental health. THV 11 at noon starts right now. Well, it's surely been a chaotic night across Arkansas. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mackailyn Johnson in for Journey Taylor. This afternoon, we're following the aftermath of a strong weather system that moved in overnight. You can see just how bad the damage is in this drone video. Roofs completely taken away from homes there. Our team is here to shepherd you through the storm and share what we know so far. In minutes, Rebecca Brown is in Hot Springs for a closer look at the damage done. But first, we aren't in the clear just yet. So we want to send you over to meteorologist Simone Thomas as she tracks what's yet to come. Simone?
Yeah, Mackailyn, we have more severe weather on the way this evening into overnight, tonight actually bringing a higher risk than what we had last night. So we're going to start with a quick look across the Mid-South and just South in general. You see that big L and cold front off to our west through Oklahoma into North Texas, and that warm front just to our north in Missouri. All of that part of a bigger system that'll be moving through overnight, bringing us more rounds of severe weather. You see to our north tornado watches as well as severe thunderstorm watches in effect from Missouri over to eastern Tennessee, over into the Carolinas, some more severe thunderstorm watches. Right now we're seeing a nice break from the rain here in central Arkansas, but it's still cloudy, gloomy, and muggy outside. As you can see by this map, the green numbers are dew points, the blue numbers are temperatures. We're already seeing temperatures in the upper 70s and 80s with a lot of those dew points in the 70s across the state. That's giving us a lot of that warm, moisture-rich air that's going to help fuel some more storms this evening that we'll be talking about. Right now, most of the state under a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk for severe weather. So we'll be talking through timing and impacts later on in the show, so stay with us.
Simone, thank you. And speaking of those impacts of last night's storm, it's being felt hard in Garland County. THV 11's Rebecca Brown is in Hot Springs, where we're getting a closer look at how bad things got. Rebecca, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Mackailyn, words don't even do justice about the amount of damage we've seen out here today, just being out here for a couple of hours. Right now, we are in Stone Ridge near Lake Hamilton and Hot Springs. And so far, we just talked to Energy. You can kind of see the crews behind me. They have just been working nonstop to restore power back in this area because the power is out completely, as well as it was a couple gas leaks, so they did have to turn it off. And we'll just kind of walk through the damage here. We're in the hardest hit area that they tell us, kind of to the residents. So far, here is some of those condos over here. You can see the tennis court and all the debris that has hit and landed and everywhere. You see kind of people out there helping residents get their belongings out and come down and be safe. So far, we've heard no casualties and hardly no injuries, which is really good to hear. All the residents tell me they're just thankful to be alive right now. And speaking of belongings, if you take a look over here, I'll show you even more. Here is an entire roof that has come off of one of the condos, and you can see stuffed animals, you can see bears, lamps, and mattresses. I mean, all of the belongings you can imagine, and they're piled up in this one area, just ripped off completely. And you can see the trim leaves, the downed trees on top of it. This area has been hit really hard, and we just talked to residents so far, and they just tell me that this was very as Simone and Tom and Nathan would tell us, and Tracy, that it came out of nowhere. It was in the middle of the night, and they were just shocked, and they're just with all this damage you've seen today, they just keep telling me that they're blessed to be alive and they're glad to be here. But it's just nothing but a community help coming in here. We've seen trucks and neighbors and friends come in trying to provide coffee, water, support, and just, just a person to be there during this difficult time. And as we can kind of continue to kind of do a scavenger hunt through this and kind of work through this and kind of talk to more people, we'll bring you more in the latest. Live in Hot Springs, Rebecca Brown, THV 11 News.
Rebecca, thank you. Yeah, they're definitely going to be cleaning up for the next few days, but it's good that neighbors are leaning on neighbors. Thank you, Rebecca. And thousands remain without power this afternoon. This is the latest look at the outage map, where over 8,000 people don't have electricity right now. A big chunk of that number coming from Garland County, where just over 2,000 are being impacted. And like we said before, this isn't over just yet. We're bracing for another round of harsh weather tonight, which is why you need to have our THV 11 app on hand. It's free to download and available on your phone's app store, so make sure you have it to get the latest information directly to your fingertips. And it's not just here where we're seeing impacts from rounds of severe storms. Powerful twisters tore across other parts of the U.S. overnight. CBS's Dave Malkoff gets you caught up on how thousands are dealing with the aftermath.
Crews are searching demolished buildings in Portage, Michigan to make sure no one is trapped in the rubble after 2 confirmed tornadoes inflicted extensive damage in the small town Tuesday night.
Your house being there 1 second, and then the next thing you know, it's just, you can't live there anymore.
Isaiah Erickson lost all his possessions, but the area had no reports of deaths or serious injuries. Across the Midwest, twisters hit a number of communities overnight, including Milroy, Indiana, and Salina, Ohio. In Barnsdall, Oklahoma, an EF4 tornado took out neighborhoods up to 70 homes on Monday night. It's going to take a while to clean all this up because we are still surrounded by debris everywhere. Things like this wooden beam right here that were swirling around in the winds 170 miles an hour.
It feels devastating to look at this when you've worked your whole life.
Jimmy Blake rode out the storm in a shelter with her grandson and other family members.
I prayed in the car 3 times. It was overwhelming.
Despite the damage, she is grateful.
To know that I'm safe, my husband's safe, my mother's safe, and my 8-year-old grandson's safe, and so are all of my animals. I'm very thankful for that.
Forecasters say the storm threat moves mid-south today, where tornadoes, damaging wind, and flooding are all possible. Dave Malkoff, CBS News, Barnsdall, Oklahoma.
And moving now to a THV 11 update. Attorney General Tim Griffin is pushing back hard against recent Title IX changes by going after the Biden administration in a legal battle. Other states have already taken swift action in response to the revisions. On Tuesday, Griffin decided it was his turn to join the fight and now stands alongside Missouri's Attorney General, both planning to sue the U.S. Department of Education. This just 1 week after Governor Sanders took executive action against the order.
Title IX was created to protect women, but Biden's Title IX attempts to erase women completely.
Biden's latest version of Title IX expands the definition of sex discrimination. It gives the green light for people to participate in women's sports who do not identify with their gender assigned at birth.
This rule change is a welcome mat for more of that unacceptable behavior. This is going to increase it.
The Arkansas Attorney General has backed Governor Sanders on her stance that the new rule is in direct violation of the Constitution. And meanwhile, the governor is battling through her own legal challenges, but she could be in the clear for now since the latest push against the Arkansas LEARNS Act fell through. 2 Central High School teachers led the efforts of getting the LEARNS Act struck down, claiming the law could restrict them in the classroom. But Judge Lee Rudofsky chose not to put a statewide hold on the law, instead ruled that the 2 teachers could not be punished for teaching things like critical race theory. And faster response times and keeping people safe. That's the goal for the city of Conway as emergency responders get ready to introduce a brand new 911 system. The next generation system comes with some new features, all aimed at providing you with a better experience. For starters, the system will track your location, cutting down the time it takes for first responders to reach you. You'll also be able to reach out via Skype or text. That means you can get help even if you're in a situation where you can't speak.
There's at least one case where a domestic violence victim was able to call 911 using NextGen over Skype and was able to send video images of the injuries that she had. So they were not only able to tell how badly she was hurt, but also where she was in the house, like the exact location.
The city rolls out the system today, allowing Conway to join 50 other centers already being used across the state. And here's a reminder for anyone who still hasn't gotten their real ID. This time next year, the new requirement will be in place. Until then, your regular driver's license should still be valid. Still, you could run into a few instances where you'll need to have one on hand.
They're in and out of a federal building. They're going to have either beginning May 7, 2025, a real ID. And if you don't have that, you're going to have a passport or an active military ID.
Now, you can get a real ID at any state revenue office. It'll cost you $10 to exchange your license and will be valid for 8 years. Lyon College is making its presence known after finally receiving the go-ahead to expand its campus after months of back and forth. The college says their new dental and veterinary schools will be split across 2 cities. The School of Dental Medicine will open at a building in Little Rock's Riverdale neighborhood, while the vet school will go up in Cabot. And according to Lyon, they're expecting to start enrolling students in the summer of 2025. And today we'll get a glimpse of the master plan for downtown Little Rock. The first draft is being unveiled tonight during a public meeting, allowing folks to get inside on how the city plans to redevelop downtown. That meeting happens from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Ron Robinson Theater. We'll have details from the event later tonight.
Now we got another active evening and overnight in store for Central Arkansas, this time bringing the possibility of baseball-sized hail, maybe even another tornado. So right after this break, we'll be talking through the timeline and those potential impacts. Stay right here.